Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into our Old Town Grill High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight we open regional action around the state of Tennessee, and it's no different here in Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, as the Panthers at 2-0 on the season play host to the top-ranked team in Class 2A. That's the undefeated Meigs County Tigers. Both teams walking undefeated, both teams looking for that all-important first regional victory. Who walks out the winner? Stay tuned to find out. It's the Panthers of Cumberland Gap. It's the Tigers of Meigs County. It's our Old Town Grill Game of the Week. When is it? It's next. Your kicker for Cumberland Gap is Drew Ramsey, the junior. He'll set the ball on the near hash mark. Again, a nice crowd has made the way from Meigs County. Equally, if not better, crowd over here on the home sideline from Cumberland Gap. The battle of undefeateds, 2-0 versus 2-0. Both these teams looking for their first regional victory here of the 2018 season. And we are awaiting the officials now come to the sidelines. Still awaiting the whistle. I believe we're having a little bit of a clock malfunction here.
He's got to turn it off.
And looks like head coach DeLynn Klein's worked his way over. He'll get the clock started, or get it reset, I should say. They've got it going. There's the whistle. Ramsey in motion. Toe meets leather, and we're underway here at Panther Field. Kick taken from the 15 to the 20. Reversing fielder to the far sideline and being hit and taken down near the 20-yard line is the Tigers. And that's where they'll start with a K. K-Metal first down and 10.
Terrific pressure for Cumberland Gap on the special teams opening kickoff. What you just said, Adam, what you just pointed out a few moments ago, you want to start the contest off on defense because as soon as the play starts, you want to hit somebody. And that's exactly what Cumberland Gap did. I believe Brady Pearman was in on that play. Jacob Beatty may have been there as well. Several Panthers swarmed Meigs County's Caleb Hyde on the kickoff return, so a nice way to start for CG.
Ball starts at the 21 on a K and K-Metal first down. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. This is going to be a handoff up the middle and bringing the ball forward to about the 23-yard line, I believe, on the run. Was that 11?
Not sure at the moment. It was all the way on the far sideline.
Well, apologize. It's they're on the far hash, so it's a little difficult to see the numbers. But it was a gain of one, brings up second down and 9. Again, one receiver to the left side, two to the right. Quarterback is in the gun. That is Aaron Swafford. Play action. He's going to roll, looking, feeling pressure. Now gets a block. Rolls off. He's going to run with it this time to the 25 and goes out of bounds past the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
So an early defensive edge again goes to Cumberland Gap, forcing the quarterback Swafford to put the ball on the ground as there was great coverage. You saw that Swafford rolling towards the near sideline wanted to get the ball off into the hands of John Beeler, the wide receiver for Meigs County most likely. So now with a third down, this would be a crucial early stop for Cumberland Gap if they could force a Meigs County punt here.
Third down, let's call it 4 yards to go. One receiver again to the left side, two to the right. Again, Swafford in the gun, has it back to his right side. Swafford's going to run it this time over to the right, looking for a block, gets to the first down. He's at the 30, stutter steps back to the near side of the 35 to the 40, to the 45-50, 45-40, 35-30. It's a foot race to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Oneida, touchdown Aaron Swafford, as he will take the quarterback keeper 73 yards on third down.
Well, on the play before where you have Swafford as forced to put the ball on the ground, this time it's a design quarterback keeper. The Cumberland Gap secondary had lined up too close to the line of scrimmage, and it cost them once Swafford broke through into the hole of the defense. And what a stutter step move it was to create some space and get free. And from then, it was nothing but green grass in the end zone for the QB.
On for the hold will be Bryson Smith. On for the attempt will be Nick Adcock. Snap down, the attempt is up, and the attempt is good. Timeout of the field. We'll take it with them. 10:55 left to go first quarter. Our new score, it is Meigs County 7. It is Cumberland Gap nothing.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
So the Tigers of Meigs County strike first here at Panther Field on a drive that went 79 yards in 3 plays, took 1:05 off the clock, and it was highlighted by that 73-yard quarterback draw by Aaron Swafford, who really made a few moves on his way to the end zone, and Meigs County now leads this one 7-0.
And talk about a quick way to kind of suck the energy out of this stadium here in the early going for Meigs County. The good news, if you're Cumberland Gap, that score, we're just 1 minute and 5 seconds into this contest, and now you're going to get your first crack on the offensive side of the ball, so there's no reason to be discouraged if you're Coach Klein or Cumberland Gap yet. And for the defense of the Panthers, I think they've maybe learned from their mistakes on that play to bring the safeties a little bit farther back this time, as we know now that Swafford is just as much of a threat on with his legs as he is throwing the football.
So the Tigers, Nick Adcock again will set back to kick this one off from the 40. Panthers have 2 receivers deep to their 5. Beautiful end over end kick. That'll be taken at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, up the middle to the 20, to the 25, and getting stunned down will be Cumberland Gap past the 30-yard line to about the 31, and that's where the Panthers will start with a K&K Metal first down and 10.
The junior wide receiver Holden McDaniels nearly just about brought that one all the way to the house. He was just a few moves away from breaking that one wide open. He has got some speed, as do a lot of the Panthers playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, so that's a nice way to start your first offensive drive of the contest.
And now we'll see Cumberland Gap's junior starting quarterback, Caden Brunsma. Had an interesting contest last week. Did it on both his arm and his feet. Here on a K&K Metal first down, 1 receiver to either side, wings to either side as they come out in that wing T formation. And we will have a false start against the Panthers. And they're kind of looking at the receiver over here, which would be Caleb Edwards. He's asking, what did I do? But it's going to mark Cumberland Gap back 5 yards to start away.
Yeah, just any slight movement there before the snap's going to draw the attention of the officials and draw the flag and the false start. We did see last week against Hancock County. It took the Panthers a long time to get their first penalty of the evening, and here it comes on the first snap. Got to settle those jitters down just a little bit.
So now it'll be first down and 15. It'll be a K&K Metal first down and 15 for the Panthers. Ball at their 26-yard line on the far hash mark. 1 receiver to the left side is Brady Pierman. 1 to the right is Edwards. Again, your quarterback, Brunsma, sends a man in motion. Handoff to the fullback up the middle. And running with the football is Cumberland Gap to about the 27-yard line. Looks like on the run is number 14, Logan Miracle, who we heard a lot of last week.
Yeah, we sure did. He was the workhorse for the Panthers last week, as we see Miracle run into a dog pile on both sides of the offense and the defense, I should say, for Miracle's first carry of the evening. Again, expect a heavy dose of 14 tonight.
That'll bring up second down and 14. 1 receiver again off to either side. Brunsma, man in motion now from the right to the left. Pitch out to that man in motion, going off to the far sideline and being hit at the feet and dropped back at the line of scrimmage. And on that run, I believe that was Tyler Raines.
And he was met by a freshman Tiger, that being Logan Carroll, I believe, the defensive back, in his first year suiting up for Meigs County. Cumberland Gap was terrific last week at forcing Hancock County's defense to expect a run up the middle and then suddenly turning it outside. The Panthers' first attempts on that occasion was thwarted quickly.
Third down and long. Third down and 13 upcoming for Cumberland Gap. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left. Brunsma By the back behind him. Dropping back, looking. Here comes the pressure. Rolls off to the right side, looking, gets away. Stops, throws, incomplete. And there's going to be a flag on the play for pass interference as the pass was intended for Holden McDaniels. And the defender got in there a little too quick, and I believe that was Eli Loden.
Yeah, it was Loden, the senior defensive back who made contact with the wide receiver just a little bit too early. It was a nice job from Cumberland Gap's offensive line as Brunsman was pressured as he was rolling towards the near sideline, but there was one block that simultaneously took out two Meigs County defensive linemen that freed Brunsma up and offered him the chance to fire that one loose and eventually lead to the pass interference penalty to Meigs County. And the biggest thing that does, it turns a 3rd down and long into a 1st down.
It is a K&K Metal 1st down at the 43-yard line. One receiver off to either side. Make it 2 now to the right. Man in motion from the left to the right. Brunsma hands off, misdirection, going up the middle to the 45 and getting popped before he gets to the 45, actually to the 43-yard line, as on that run was McDaniels.
And it was the sophomore linebacker, Brady Blevins, who leveled the Cumberland Gap running back on that occasion for a very minimal gain. It seemed like the misdirection attempt from McDaniels on the play was stopped very suddenly for a nice run stoppage.
1 yard on the run brings up 2nd down and 9. Ball in the near hash mark for Cumberland Gap at the Panther 46-yard line with 8:40 left to go. First quarter, Tigers on top of the Panthers 7-0. One receiver off to either side. Brunsma again has a back behind him. Now a man in motion from the right to the left. Brunsma, option, keeps it, lowers ahead and gets forward to the 46-yard line for a gain of 2.
Down to the 46 and tackled by number 46 of Meigs County, Canyon Grant, a junior defensive lineman that made the stop. One thing I noticed in the formation of that play, Meigs County's defensive backs gave the Panthers wide receivers a ton of space, gave them a large cushion. So we'll see if Cumberland Gap attempts to move the football with some short passes, since the receivers have a lot of room to work with, or the Tigers' defensive backs are giving them that space.
It'll be 3rd down. Let's call it 7 to go. One receiver to the left side. Make it 2 now to the left side. 1 to the right with a wing to the right. Brunsma dropping. Rolls off to his left side looking. Throws off into the flat. It is incomplete. Tried to get it off to Miles Cole. Threw it out of his reach, and it'll bring up 4th down.
There were 2 Meigs County defenders in the area. Again, the Tigers most likely expecting a pass there on a 3rd down and 7 call. And it was a smart play from Brunsma to fire the pass away and make sure that it was not going to be a turnover, make sure that it was going to be either a catch or an incompletion. And this time, of course, Meigs County learned from their mistakes of the last 3rd down, avoids the pass interference penalty, and forces CG to punt the ball away.
Cumberland got forced to punt here on 4th down and 7. Meigs County has 2 receivers back at their 20-yard line. We have a random football on the field.
Have a duplicate.
Now we have a stoppage. Not real sure what's going on here, as well, they actually had the ball. The ball was not spotted in the right location. It had gotten, the ball was spotted 2 yards ahead of the marker. Now the officials will reset it, and again it's 4th down upcoming for Cumberland Gap. No rush. End over end high punt will go off to the sideline and out of bounds. No chance of a return. And the Tigers of Meigs County will start with another K&K Metal 1st down and 10. They're going to mark it. Well, this side official here has marked it twice now. He's at the 35-yard line.
The Meigs County punt returner that was lined back in special teams, the formation, was the junior Gabriel Maldonado. And now with Oneida, they have the same colors, but different team, Meigs County, lining up for their 2nd drive.
One receiver to the left side, 2 to the right here on a K&K Metal 1st down and 10. Quarterback again is Swafford with a back to his left side. Swafford, play action, throws across the middle, high arching, incomplete. Incomplete as it was intended for 33, Caleb Hyde, the senior. Just threw it out of the reach of Hyde, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It was Miles Cole who was the primary Panther that was running stride for stride with Meigs County on the deep pass attempt. We saw the Tigers capable of completing that pass in the warm-ups, but just too far on that occasion.
2nd down and 10. Again, 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Swafford hands off, and being swarmed around and dropped back at the line of scrimmage is Gabriel Maldonado. He will get minimal gain, and it'll bring up third down.
Maldonado looks like a very speedy option at the running back position for Meigs County. Makes sense why he was lined up in the punt return formation a couple of plays ago. Tried the stiff arm on Cumberland Gap, couldn't complete that, but was able to spin forward for a couple of yards.
Third down and 9. Coming in for Meigs County. They're 1 for 1 on third down so far here this evening. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Swafford in the gun, dropping, looking, feeling pressure, throws across the middle. It is complete to the 41-yard line. The quarterback Swafford gets it away with pressure in his face, and that will bring up another K&K Metal first down and 10, this time for the Tigers, as it was completed to John Beeler.
Yeah, nice throw from Swafford again, like you said, facing the pressure and not phased at all. The junior connection there to John Beeler, the 6'3" wide receiver, one of the very many pass options that the Tigers have listed on their roster. So far, 2 third down conversions have been huge plays for the visitors.
24 yards on that last pass completion sets up a K&K Metal first down and 10 in Cumberland Gap territory at the 40. 4 wide, 2 to either side. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to the 35, and then getting popped and eventually dropped will be the Tigers. And we'll see if that was number 4 again. It was not number 4 on the run this time. It was actually number 9, Jackson Fritz.
Another upperclassman lining up for Meigs County. Fritz, a junior for the Tigers, and that was probably their most positive first down call that they've had this evening. I mean, almost all of Meigs County's success up to this point has come when their backs have been against the wall on third down.
Second down and 5. One receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, Swafford in the gun, has a back to his right side. He's going to hand off to that back to the 35. Taking a hit and being dropped is the Tigers. And once again, they're going to be faced with another third down upcoming.
And you can credit the stop to the senior Cumberland Gap defensive lineman / linebacker, Darren Robertson, who stopped that rush attempt very soon. We've seen that Meigs County likes to run a little bit of an up-tempo offense, especially when they put the ball on the ground. Very similar play to the play right beforehand. And now we'll see if Cumberland Gap can try and force a fourth down here on third and about halfway through. 3rd and 2, ball in the near hash of the 32. One receiver left side, 2 to the right. Swafford in the gun. Swafford tries the hard count. Now he'll reset, look over to the sideline for the audible. And looks like the Tigers will take their first timeout. We'll take it with them as well. 5:01 left to go here inside of the first quarter. Our score, it is Meigs County 7. It is Cumberland Gap 0.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
And a gun with a back to his left side. Swafford, quarterback draw up the middle. He's to the 30. Goes to the hole to the 25. Still on his feet and eventually gets taken down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, that sure looked familiar, reminiscent of Swafford's touchdown run from the first drive of the night for Meigs County. A designed quarterback draw right through the teeth of the Cumberland Gap defense and gets enough for the first down. So far, 3 for 3. To my calculations, that is 100%.
That'll be another K&K Metal first down and 10. Ball resting at the Cumberland Gap 23-yard line on the near hash mark, going from right to left on your radio. 2 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right. Against Swafford, stands in a gun with a back to his right side, has a wing to the left. Swafford, 2-step drop, throws the fade pattern off to the right side, and it is complete out to the 5. Sutter stepping through the hole into the end zone. Touchdown, Meigs County. Touchdown, Tigers.
What a pass completion from Swafford to John Beeler for the score up on the fly pattern towards the right side. He knew that he was going to throw the football into the hands of number 23, that being Beeler, before that play was even snapped. And although he got away with a little bit of a push off before the pass completion, still was enough to distance himself, make the catch, and then break the tackle at the 5 to skip into the end zone.
On for the hold again to be Bryson Smith. On for the attempt will be Nick Adcock. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout of the field once again. We'll take it with them. 4:25 now left to go, first quarter. Our new score, it is Meigs County 14. It is Cumberland Gap 0.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
4:25 left to go, first quarter. And right now the Tigers are 2 for 2 on drives into the end zone. They lead this contest 14-0 over the Cumberland Gap Panthers. At the last scoring drive, 3:13 off the clock. It went 7 plays for 65 yards. And right now the Cumberland Gap defense is doing a good job. They're just not holding up. Most of the biggest problem is on third down. Meigs County is still getting away to get that first.
Yeah, I think that Meigs County's done a nice job, obviously, with the first drive being just 3 plays and this one being 7, keeping Cumberland Gap, I guess, guessing with their play calling so far throughout the evening. And obviously it's paid off for 2 scores in the early first quarter.
Tigers set back to kick this one off. The last one that Cumberland Gap had almost went the distance. High end over end kick will be taken at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and Meigs County better suited for this one, as the Cumberland Gap receiver will eventually be thrown around and dropped, and they will mark him at about the 17-yard line.
As he said, Meigs County was more prepared for this kickoff return, as the Cumberland Gap special teams was stopped much quicker than they were the previous opportunity. So with the Panthers now, with their second drive of the contest, now down by 2 scores, need to generate some offense here to keep that Meigs County offense off the field for a little while.
Forward progress puts the Panthers to start with a K and came out of first down and 10 at their 20-yard line on the far hash mark. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Brunsma stands in the gun, back behind him. Meigs County bringing pressure, man in motion. Brunsma hands off up the middle and bring the ball forward to about the 24-yard line. On the run was Miracle.
It was the senior defensive lineman for Meigs County, Austin Lamb, who I believe was the first to make contact with Cumberland Gap. He was the Tiger that was showing the early blitz, and was able to get just enough of the Panthers as they tried to spin past the line of scrimmage and got a little bit, but nonetheless, 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7 upcoming here for Cumberland Gap. Ball still on the far hash mark. 1 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right. Wings to either side. Brunsma stands in the gun with the back behind him. Man in motion from the left to the right. Brunsma pitches out to that man in motion. Trying to cut back upfield and going nowhere on the run is Cumberland Gap. Is on the run this time was number 21, Dalton Miracle.
Man, it seemed like Miracle had room to work with, and all of a sudden it just vanished in the blink of an eye, as we see that Meigs County has just as much speed on the defensive end as they do on offense. A pair of pretty nice stops for the Tigers on the run game. It looks like Cumberland Gap's going to need to succeed through the air in order to move the football consistently tonight.
Ball sets the 24-yard line. 3rd down and 6. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion now from the left to the right. Brunsma looking to pass, throws off. It is complete. Past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And on the reception was Caleb Edwards, and that'll be enough for another K&K Meadow first down.
And that was perfect execution for the Panthers, and a great play call from Coach Klein to get the ball into the hands of Edwards on the curl pattern. It doesn't have to be a long pass to really make an effect on the defense, as with the first really substantial gain of the evening through the air.
That was 8 yards and sets up a first down at the 32. One receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Man in motion now from the right to the left. Brunsma's going to keep it himself this time to the near side. He goes to the 35 and gets upended and into the air to the 36.
Seemed like there was nearly some extracurricular activity after the play was over, as it was Eli Loden again, who was called for the pass interference earlier on, who was able to get Caden Brunsma low for the tackle there. As we saw Brunsma really tear apart Hancock County last weekend, with his legs as well. So now with the Panthers opening up the playbook just a little bit, we'll see if they keep moving.
It'll be second down. Let's call it 6. One receiver to the left side, one again to the right. Wing to either side. Brunsma has a back behind him. Man in motion from the left to the right. Brunsma hands off to the fullback, and he is dropped for a loss. Logan Miracle did not even have a chance on that one, as Meigs will take him down for a loss of 2.
It was Luke Hare, a senior defensive lineman for Meigs County, that made that stop immediately. As you said, Cumberland Gap with not much room to work with. The speed is very much present on Meigs County's defensive line as well. You think about defensive speed, you normally think about the cornerbacks and the safeties and the linebackers, but the defensive line for the Tigers has just as much. A quick move right as the snap commenced at the line of scrimmage, and as we said, Hare was right in the backfield immediately.
Third down and 8 upcoming here for Cumberland Gap. They are 1 for 2 on third down so far of this contest. 2 receivers to the left side. Let's call it 2 to the right. Brunsma has a back. Drop in, roll into the left side. And we're going to get a flag on the play. A late penalty from the far side is going to back Cumberland Gap up 5 more yards. We're going to have false start against the Panthers.
And so now you probably will credit that false start mistake against Cumberland Gap. Probably credit that to another late blitz showing by Meigs County. We saw a few Tigers there creep up towards the line of scrimmage, may have made Cumberland Gap jump just a hair too early, and that's what caused the flag.
Under a minute left to go, first quarter. Tigers lead the Panthers 14-0. Ball now spotted at the Panther 29-yard line as they're looking at a third down. Let's call it 13 yards to go. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Brunsma again, wing to either side, the back behind him. He's going to drop. Here comes the pressure. Steps up, avoids the first one, avoids the second one, lost the football, and it's going to be eventually taken out of bounds, and Cumberland Gap will retain possession off a massive loss. The ball will eventually roll out of bounds about let's call it the 21-yard line, which would be a loss of 8.
Well, the biggest positive for Cumberland Gap there is that it didn't result in a turnover. And as you said, Brunsma found trouble immediately after the snap, trying to avoid a numerous number of Tigers. And it was a Meigs County defender that got Brunsma from behind. I don't think the quarterback was expecting it. That's what caused the loose ball. Luckily for the Panthers, it skipped out of bounds before Meigs County could claim possession.
So the Panthers will be faced to punt for the second time with 23 seconds left to go first quarter. The clock stopped as the ball went out of bounds. High end over end kick near the sideline, taken at the 47. Reversing field, big block there, but Cumberland Gap is right there to pick it up at the 50-yard line. A massive block by who? Swafford?
Swafford.
The quarterback.
Yep.
But it could not spring the returner, and Meigs County will start with a K&K Meadow first down and 10 at midfield with 12 seconds remaining here inside of the first quarter.
As you said, the most noteworthy part of that play was the heavy block by the QB Swafford. It seems that Cumberland Gap has punted the ball near the sideline, both of their punts so far on the evening, trying to get the ball out of the hands of Maldonado, as it looks like he is a speedy weapon for Meigs County.
It's a K&K Meadow first down and 10 at the 50. One receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Swafford goes under the center with split backs. Throws off on a screen pass to the right side of the 50. And the ball is loose, but I believe Meigs County will recover this for a loss of 2. As the pass was completed, I believe, to Hagan Lowe for a loss of 2. And the clock will run, and that will do it for the first quarter of action. We've played one full quarter here at Cumberland Gap High School. Our score, it is the top-ranked Meigs County Tigers 14. It is Cumberland Gap, nothing.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
As we start the second quarter of action, it'll be the Tigers with the football at their 48-yard line, facing 2nd down and 12. They lead the Panthers 14-0. Two receivers to the left side, two to the right. Swafford in the gun, has a back to his left side. Swafford, three-step drop, steps up, goes across the middle. It is complete to the 40, to the 35, getting a block to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Meigs County. Was that John Beeler again, or was that 33, Caleb Hyde?
I believe it was Hyde,
Okay.
the senior wide receiver.
Either way, it was a lot of speed.
Yeah, sure was. Not only on the run after the catch, but also on the pass itself. It seemed like there may have been some steam coming off that football from Swafford's pass that hit Hyde right in the numbers, right in the middle of those 2 threes, and Hyde did the rest himself, beating the Cumberland Gap defense and scampering into the end zone.
52 yards on the pass completion. And once again, it'll be Adcock to attempt the extra point. Snap down. The attempt is up, and the attempt is off the left upright and no good. But that will bring us to a stoppage here with 11:45 left to go. We're here inside of the first half. Meigs County leads this one 20-0. We're going to hold it here since we just took a couple breaks back to back. And right now, Brandon, if you look at it, Meigs County on offense, speed is killing.
Well, I think one of the things to look at right now is that the change of pace from the first quarter to the second quarter really benefited Meigs County. You look at the last play of the first quarter that we weren't able to really analyze as we had to take it to the commercial break, but that screen pass that the Tigers attempted was stopped immediately. It was a brilliant defensive play for Cumberland Gap. It was just a bad break for the Panthers as they caused a fumble, but it was Hyde who fell right back on top of the football to avoid the turnover that would have switched the momentum back in Cumberland Gap's favor. Then the first play of the second quarter goes right back to Hyde. This time, Coach Fitzgerald and Meigs County was able to draw up a play that worked more effectively, and all of a sudden, it's a huge play that breaks all the way to the end zone, and a nice pass from Swafford to Hyde, who did the rest.
That scoring drive was 2 plays, 50 yards, and 26 seconds. All 3 of their drives for Meigs County, 105, 313 in 26 seconds, and they'll now have a 3-touchdown advantage by the score of 20-0, as it'll be kicking off here for the Tigers. Will once again be Nick Adcock. As it'll be going from left to right now, as he'll kick this one. More of an onside kick, and it'll be fair caught. And there's a late hit. That's got to be a late hit, as that was a fair catch administered at the 39-yard line. Caleb Edwards threw his hands up. Fair caught that one. Still took a massive hit. And now there's not going to be a flag. I'm not one to complain about the officials. Now a late flag will come out. I was going to say I'm not one to go against the officials. They have a very tough job, but that was a clear late hit.
Yeah, there was a fair catch signal, like you said, on the squib kick opportunity for Meigs County. As you said, it was Eli Loden again who picked up the penalty.
That's 2 big ones against him.
Yeah, sure was. The pass interference was a big one on the first play. He's been in there a couple of those opportunities, but nonetheless, that is a costly penalty against Meigs County, and now you've got to believe, if you're Cumberland Gap, to capitalize on this, as you have great field position already inside of Tiger territory to start this drive. So this is where the comeback has got to start for Coach Klein and the Panthers.
The Panthers will start with a K&K Metal 1st down and 10 at the Meigs County 48-yard line of the near hash mark. 1 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right. I'm not real sure, as Brunsma is still getting the play in. They'll send a wing to either side. Brunsma has a back behind him, which is Logan Miracle. Man in motion from the left to the right. And Meigs County will jump, and back-to-back plays, 20 yards against Meigs County. And it's going to set up very well here for Cumberland Gap.
Yeah, sure thing. I mean, you go from the late hit and then the offsides call against Meigs County. So it's really giving Cumberland Gap all these yards here for the Tigers. And if you're the Panthers, you will certainly take it here, as you've now yet to run a play here on this next drive, and you're already sitting at the 43-yard line.
It'll be 1st down and 5. It's still another K&K Metal 1st down and 5 yards to go for Cumberland Gap. Still in the near hash mark. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Wing to either side. Brunsma has a back behind him. Man in motion now from the left to the right. It's going to be a miscommunication in the backfield, and Logan Miracle will be dropped back to the 47-yard line as he actually ran into the man in motion for a loss of 4.
Yeah, it was Trace Korn who got in the backfield for Meigs County, a senior linebacker who was able to stop Cumberland Gap again, like you said, just as the handoff was taking place in the backfield. A miscommunication for Cumberland Gap. Luckily, with the loss, it still is 2nd down and 7 thanks to the penalty. But you have got to build some momentum here for Cumberland Gap and avoid those miscues in the backfield.
Ball's at the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 9. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Again, this is Brunsma with a back behind him. He's going to drop, looking, throws off, and it is almost intercepted. Knocked down at the line as Brunsma takes a hit. And we almost had a lineman with an interception, as knocking that one down was Trace Korn.
Yeah, 2nd play in a row that Korn has been in on the action. He makes the stop the play before and nearly came away with an INT. Another late blitz by Meigs County paying off for Coach Fitzgerald. And I think that Korn maybe have surprised himself a little bit that he was able to tip the pass because it happened so suddenly. It was a bullet pass thrown by Brunsma, and nonetheless goes down as an incompletion.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9. One receiver again. Let's make it 2 receivers to the left side now. One to the right. A wing to the right side as Brunsma has a back behind him. Brunsma dropping. Pumps. Comes to the near side. Pumps again. Avoids the pressure. Rolls to the right side. Looking. Flag on the play. Brunsma still running for his life. He's to the 50, to the 45. He's to the 40. And eventually get the 1st down. Roll down to the 34-yard line. But, Brandon, this one is coming back for a hold.
Yeah, I think so. What was a miraculous effort from Caden Brunsma to get all the way past the sticks, but as we believe it will be brought back due to a hold. We'll confirm that here in just a moment.
There's going to be a hold or a block in the back.
Yeah.
We actually get a chop block against the Panthers.
Wow. So, again, that negates the terrific run there from Brunsma. Looked like Joshua Dobbs there for just a moment, making some people miss left and right, turning something into nothing, and getting all the way past the sticks, but now he's going to be backed up by a lot.
The problem is the foul took place at the 46-yard line of Cumberland Gap. It's 15 yards from that spot, so the ball is now at the Cumberland Gap 31-yard line.
And where's the 1st down marker?
At the Meigs County 38.
That's a long way.
So call it 3rd down.
And a bunch.
And right at 31 yards. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Brunsma feeling the pressure. Throws off into one-on-one coverage, and it's going to be incomplete. Could have been, and it will be, offensive pass interference as Brady Pierman realized he did not have a shot at it and pulled back on the defender. Now the question is, if you're Meigs County, do you want to take it and back Cumberland Gap back more, or just decline it and get ready for 4th down and make them punt?
I think the best option would be to just decline the penalty and force a Cumberland Gap punt. Of course, that would just be my call, as it was off on the near sideline. It was for Cumberland Gap, Gabriel Maldonado, who was held for Meigs County by the Panthers. So they call the offensive pass interference officially against Cumberland Gap.
It's going to be declined.
And as you said, the penalty will be declined, so that forces the 4th down. And now, all of a sudden, that great field position for Cumberland Gap
is gone.
Has really disappeared. Like you said, it's vanished due to those costly mistakes, whether it be the chop block or the false starts, and then the loss on the run play. So a lot of things went wrong for Cumberland Gap on that drive, and that forces the punt.
4th down in a while. To let you know how far, it'll be a punting formation for Cumberland Gap. The deep backs for Meigs County are within the chains as they stand at their 43-yard line. This will be the 3rd punt of the evening for the Panthers. No rush. Beautiful kick. Will take an end over end bounce and will eventually take a Cumberland Gap roll. Picked up by Meigs County at the 27. to the 30, to the 35, and being wrapped down at the 37, 38-yard line will be the Tigers, and that's where they'll start with a K&K Metal first down and 10.
Maldonado gets his first chance of the evening to make something happen as we have a late flag.
I believe we're going to get a unsportsmanlike against Maldonado.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He was discussing something with the official after the play. Looks like he may have thought there should have been a penalty against Cumberland Gap. It wasn't called. Now there's one whistled against Meigs County. So I think if you're Coach Fitzgerald, you've got to settle down the Tigers somewhat. It's getting a little chippy down there.
We got another flag over here at the 42-yard line. Now, the one we were watching against Maldonado is a dead ball foul.
Right.
And I like how you put that, had a conversation with.
Well, you know.
He was expressing his displeasure.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. We're all the way up here.
And the official, he heard enough is the way it kind of went down. See what happens here is we have multiple flags on the field. Get the indication here. We'll have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike, against Meigs. And that's all he's going to call.
Okay, looks like all the officials had the same eye there.
I'm just curious, this one over here at the 42. And it's a dead ball foul. All right, this is
perplexing.
The officials have lost the spot at the moment. It is a dead ball foul after the play if it's the one we saw, which would keep Meigs County with possession. It will be marked. It should be marked back near the 23-yard line. And 7 officials on the field, and they're all discussing this one. And I believe it looks like Cumberland Gap will have a chance to repunt this. I'm not sure why, because if it was a dead ball foul after the fact, Meigs County should have the ball. If this is the penalty we're thinking of.
Correct.
Again, there's a flag at the 42 that we've not really seen an indication for.
Right.
But it looks like Cumberland Gap will have a chance to repunt as they will spot the ball at the Panther 46-yard line.
So we can only assume that the penalty that the officials were discussing was what happened at the 42 on the opposite side of the field, and possibly not what we thought have occurred between Maldonado and the official near the first down marker. Possibly. That's what we just can speculate.
So after all that, it's 4th down again for Cumberland Gap, and they're going to punt this one once again. It's 4th and long. Shorter punt off to the side, and will go out of bounds. Actually worked against Cumberland Gap this time. As we're going to see where it's spotted. It's going to be out at the 33-yard line. And that is where the Tigers will now start with a K&K Metal first down and 10.
Yeah, didn't get enough distance there on the punt as Cumberland Gap would have liked. And now with Meigs County lining up for yet another offensive drive. Again, they've not had to surrender the ball off to Cumberland Gap once tonight. And as you said, all of their drives have been in quick fashion. And so we'll see if quarterback Swafford and the Tigers keep rolling with the passing game, or see if they opt for something a little bit more time-consuming, as we still have 10 minutes to go in the second.
Ball resting at the Tiger 33-yard line. It'll be a K&K Metal first down and 10. Ball's on the near hash mark. Tigers will break the huddle, and they'll send 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Swafford in the gun, has a wing and a back to his left side. Swafford's going to hand off, going to the near sideline, and going forward to about the 34-yard line. And I believe on that run, we'll see a different running back, and I believe that's Logan Carroll, the freshman.
And it was a great defensive pressure there from Cumberland Gap. Again, we saw several of those plays last weekend for the Panthers against Hancock County. Their defense did look great in the first 2 matches of the season, holding Union County to just 13 points down at Union County, and then, of course, shutting out the Indians. We'll need more of those plays at the line of scrimmage for CG.
That was actually Jackson Fritz on the carry for 1. Sets up 2nd down and 9. Swafford's going to keep it himself this time to the far side. To the 35. Cuts to the outside, but is taken down by the ankles before he can get anywhere, and he'll gain 2 on the run.
What a tackle by Cumberland Gap. Again, bringing Swafford down before he could gain any momentum. Still looking for the Panther who made the tackle. Not quite sure who that could have been, as again it was on the far hash on the far sideline. But nonetheless, 2 great defensive stops in a row for Cumberland Gap. stopping the Meigs County run that has been effective so far.
3rd down and 8. Tigers are 3 of 3 on 3rd down here this evening.
And they've all been big plays.
2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Swafford in the gun, has a back to his right side. Swafford's going to drop. Here comes some pressure, steps in the pocket, goes across the middle, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be incomplete. Flag on the play. There is a flag from the back official. Looked like a jump ball to me. I don't know how you'd call interference on either side, but we're going to wait and see what the indication is going to be here. That pass had a little too much air underneath it.
Right.
As we get pass interference against the Panthers.
Wow. What another tough break for Cumberland Gap. As you said, the ball was tipped in midair, became a jump ball between 4 or 5 Panthers and Tigers on the deep pass. And again, another costly mistake for Cumberland Gap, just the opposite of last week when they were pretty much mistake-free against Hancock County. All of a sudden, that's another conversion for Meigs County due to the flag, and all of a sudden they're at midfield again.
It's a K&K middle, 1st down and 10. The ball at midfield at the 50. 1 receiver left side, 2 to the right. Swafford hands off, trying to come to the near sideline and being swallowed up. On the run is the Tigers. And it looks like on the run was Maldonado.
Dalton Coronet, a junior defensive lineman for Cumberland Gap, although he was not credited with the tackle, made the first contact with Meigs County, and that's what stopped the Tigers from turning that into a big gain. Actually, what looks to be a loss for Meigs County on the play. So again, that defensive line and that linebacker combination for Cumberland Gap staying hungry, if you will, with that pressure here in the second quarter. They've been very impressive.
A loss of 2 sets up 2nd down and 12. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, a wing to the right side as Swafford stands in the gun with a back to the left side. Swafford, play action. Steps back looking for the screen, gets it to Maldonado at the 45 to the 50. He's got a wall of blockers to the 45 to the 40, to the 35 to the 30, and eventually gets taken down inside Panther territory at about the 26-yard line.
Beautiful play from Meigs County, an easy pass completion from Swafford to Maldonado. And as you said, number 4 for Meigs County, Maldonado, had a convoy of blockers in front of him, and you mix that with the speed that the junior displays, that makes for a lethal combination and another huge gain for the Tigers, baiting Cumberland Gap, the D, all the way to the far sideline and throwing it back the opposite field.
26 yards on the screen pass. That's a Buckay and came out 1st down and 10 at the Cumberland Gap 26. 1 receiver left side, 2 to the right. I formation this time. Hand off to the fullback up the middle, past the 25 to about the 21-yard line.
I believe that's the first time I can recall tonight that Meigs County opts for the fullback dive up the middle. I believe it was Jackson Fritz,
Still Fritz,
who was credited with the carry there. Another upperclassman, a junior to be specific.
5 yards brings up 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 21-yard line, just on the outside of the red zone, as we have 6:43 and counting left to go first half. Meigs leads this one 20-0. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, high formation, handoff. Maldonado gets flipped over the 20-yard line, and he's down to about the 18-yard line.
Well, that was the only way that Maldonado was going to be stopped through the trenches there, is to cut the junior off at the knees, tackle him low, and that caused the quick stop. Another nice play near the line of scrimmage for Cumberland Gap, goes for a short gain for Meigs County.
It'll be 3rd down again here for the Tigers. 3rd down, let's call it 2.
Seemed like Maldonado's momentum actually carried him forward for maybe another yard or 2.
Ball resting at the Cumberland Gap 18-yard line. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 again to the right. I formation for Swafford. Swafford hands off to the fullback up the middle and bringing the ball forward to the 16-yard line. It'll be close to the 1st down marker. I believe that was Fritz again.
I believe you're right. And I think it was Beatty for Cumberland Gap who made first contact with Meigs County.
They're going to take a look at this one, and it looks like by the spot and where the chains are, and they're actually going to bring them out. They will bring the chains out here to see if they got another 3rd down conversion or if it will be 4th down.
And you've got to believe if it is short, that Coach Fitzgerald and the Tigers will maybe opt to go for this one with not much length to go until the end zone now, effectively in the red zone, in Cumberland Gap's red zone.
Here comes the measurement. They'll stretch him out, and he will be short. He will be short. That is the first time they have not converted a third down. And it'll bring up 4th down in inches. Ball at the 16-yard line of Cumberland Gap. Meigs County, no real thinking about this one. They're going to go for this one with 5:43 and soon to be county left to go here inside of the first half. Ball at the 16 on 4th down in inches. Can Cumberland Gap get the stop? 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Swafford once again goes back into the gun with a back to his left side. Swafford, quarterback keeper, goes off to the left side. He will get the first down to the 15. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He will dive forward. Did he get there? He did. Touchdown, Meigs County, as that was the quarterback, Aaron Swafford, on 4th and inches from 16 yards out. He now has 2 rushing touchdowns on the night.
The old reliable quarterback draw for Meigs County. It has worked wonders for the Tigers this evening, all the way to the left side of the field towards his own sideline, and his players wheeling him on to the end zone. The speed won for Swafford there, and we see Meigs County possibly go for 2 to make up for the missed PAT the last time around.
They have a trickeration formation on right now. 4 guys to the right, 4 to the left, and it's going to be a pass off to the left side, and it's going to be incomplete. The pass was intended by Bryson Smith, and the 2-point conversion is no good. But timeout of the field with 5:29 left to go here inside of the first half. Our new score, it is Meigs County's 26. It is Cumberland Gap 0.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Back here to Cumberland Gap High School, we have 5:26 left to go inside of the first half. Right now, Meigs County pulling the shutout. They lead this one 26-0. That last scoring drive, 8 plays, 4:34 off the clock. Longest drive time-wise they've had, went 67 yards. It was also the longest drive they've had a number of plays. And they are up 26-0. For Cumberland Gap, you got to get something on the board here. And again, you get the ball first to start the second half. You can cut this lead in half if you play your cards right.
Absolutely. If you play the clock right, like you said, with 5:29 to go, you could gain some momentum here in the second half.
Kickoff taken at the 10 to the 15. Coming to the near sideline and being swallowed up near the 20-yard line is the Panthers. And it'll be a first down and 10 upcoming now for the Panthers, if they will actually mark it. Looks like they'll mark it about the 17.
So now Cumberland Gap again with field position, starting off as a huge up and then ending with a 4th down and forever for the Panthers. Their last go around. Cumberland Gap now with a long field ahead of them. They've got to string together, like we said, plenty of time here in the second. Got to get some momentum going.
On a K&K Metal, first down and 10. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Man in motion now from the right to the left. Brunsma will, before the play will get started, I believe we'll have a flag from the far side. And we're going to get a false start against the Panthers.
And that is literally identical to the last drive where Cumberland Gap started well into Meigs County territory and started with a false start. The same thing happens here again. A little eager for Cumberland Gap on offense, results in another flag.
Ball now back to the 12. It'll be first down and 15. Still a K&K Metal first down. And for Cumberland Gap, you got to be careful here that you do not turn the ball over. They will break the huddle. They'll send 1 receiver to the left side. They'll send 2 to the right. Brunsma stands in the gun, has a back to his right side. Brunsma hands off, up the middle, and still running on his feet. Out to the 15, past the 20, to about the 27-yard line.
What a ball carry that was for Cumberland Gap, as the Panthers really looked like it was swallowed up at the line of scrimmage, but then somehow turned it into a pretty positive gain, sending several Meigs County players trailing Cumberland Gap, trying to make the tackle. They eventually do, but not after a pretty positive carry there after the penalty.
Second down, let's call it right at 7 yards to go. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. Brunsma again stands in the gun with the back to his left side. Brunsma's going to hand off and running this time over to the right side, and that's going to be drawled short. And it's going to bring up third down once again here for the Panthers.
Another first contact for Meigs County leading to a tackle. I believe it was Hagan Lowe. Could be mistaken. I think that's 32 out there for Meigs County, a sophomore linebacker who made the stop. And now with another third down and long for Cumberland Gap, got to believe that Brunsman will put this one in the air as we're now inside of 4 minutes until the halftime break.
Third down, let's call it 8. Panthers are 1 for 4 on third down this evening. One receiver to the left side is Pierman. Two receiver to the right side. Brunsma in the gun. He's going to drop. Looking. Feels the pressure. Steps up, throws. And it's going to be one hopped and incomplete. I believe he tried to get it into the hands of Holden McDaniels. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
And had McDaniels made that catch, it would have been Loden of Meigs County that would have been right there to attempt the stop. Right would have been near the chains there on third down. I believe the pressure forced that incomplete pass a little low for Brunsma, again hitting the turf before anything else, and that forces another punt. The opposite of what you needed, obviously, for Cumberland Gap to get the ball right back into Meigs County's hands, where the Tigers should have good field position again.
It'll be fourth down. Meigs County has two receivers back to the 50-yard line. We're awaiting the snap here. There's the snap. High, end over end punt will be taken at the 47, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and eventually being strung out over on the far sideline is Meigs County. And the Tigers will start with a K&K Meadow first down and 10. Looks like they'll start from the Cumberland Gap 36-yard line.
And we have seen throughout this contest that the Tigers have been known to strike very early into their drives, their last drive being at around 4 minutes and being their longest one of their 4 scores tonight. So if you're Cumberland Gap on defense, you've got to be especially careful here to not force, or to not give up, I should say, another long run. Turnover here in the Panthers' favor would do wonders for Cumberland Gap.
Ball's at the 35-yard line on the far hash mark. It's a K&K Meadow first down and 10 for the Tigers. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. Swafford, three-step drop. Steps up into the pocket, throws down into the corner, and it's going to be complete past the 10 to about the 7-yard line. As on the reception was Caleb Hyde.
And Hyde again making another big play at the wide receiver position. It seemed like Miles Cole did everything right, but pick off the pass, as it looked like the height of Hyde was the difference there to make the completed pass.
28 yards, sets up a K&K Meadow first down, goal to go. Two receivers left, handoff up the middle, and getting stopped is Meigs County, as on the run was Fritz. And Fritz will be stopped. Looks like they'll mark him at the 4-yard line for a gain of 3.
So again, nice strategy from Fitzgerald of Meigs County to try and go for a quick run after the long pass gain, but bigger credit to Cumberland Gap's defensive line to not give in and make it second down and goal now.
Second down, goal to go. Ball resting at the Cumberland Gap 4-yard line. Tigers trying to add another 6 to the board here, already leading this contest 26-0. Ball's on the near hash mark as the Tigers go from left to right. Two receiver to the right side, one to the left. I formation for Swafford. Swafford looks over the defense. He will hand off to the, no, he kept it himself. Breaks one tackle, breaks a second tackle, and eventually just goes down, gives himself up. There's a late flag as a helmet comes off. Another late flag comes in.
Yeah, started to say make that 2.
As Maldonado's helmet comes off. Swafford took the loss back to the 7-yard line for a loss of 3. But just wait and see what the penalty is going to be here. It's going to be a personal foul against Cumberland Gap, face mask. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Cumberland Gap as well. So 2 15-yard penalties, both those half the distance. And instead of being at the 7, you'll be about the 1.5-yard line, I would think, because the 15-yard, if they did the 15-yard, half the distance and another half the distance.
And so it seems that both of those penalties against Cumberland Gap occurred after the fact, after the play had come to an end. Again, won't speculate too much as to what exactly went down, but that turned what was a loss on the Swafford run into a very beneficial scoring opportunity for Meigs County. The closest they've been to the goal line thus far. Seems like all their plays leading up to this point, their scoring plays had been long gains. If they find the end zone here, it'll be a short one.
After the walk-off, the ball rests at the 2-yard line. And they're going to say it's second down and goal. I thought it would be a first down after the personal foul, but it's going to be second down and goal, resting at the 2-yard line. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Swafford. He will hand off up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Meigs County. Touchdown, Tigers. And that was Eli Loden, number 15, getting into the end zone.
And nothing fancy about that TD for Meigs County, just a simple handoff in the shotgun up the middle. The offensive line did all the work to make the job easy for Loden. And Meigs County gets into the end zone once again and finds pay dirt for their 5th score of the evening.
They'll attempt the extra point. Smith will have the hold. Again, it'll be Adcock to have the attempt. He is 2 for 3 this evening on PAT. Snap down. The attempt is up, and the attempt is good. Time out of the field with 1:55 left to go first half. Our new score, it is Meigs County 33. It is Cumberland Gap, nothing.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Back here to Cumberland Gap High School, where Meigs County continues here in the first half to score. It is now 33-0 in favor of the Tigers. That last scoring drive, 1:30 off the clock, 3 plays, 35 yards. Very reminiscent of their first drive that only went 3 plays. Went a little farther distance, but right now their defense is setting up their offense. They're getting the breaks where they need to in the kicking game with penalties. And really, the Tigers are just, they're playing like the #1 team in the state.
Yeah, they sure are. I think that they're the same ball club that Sweetwater and Hickson fell victim to in what were blowout contests for Meigs County over the first 2 weeks. And like you said, the Tigers working like a well-oiled machine here through 2 quarters.
So they will set it up on the tee, and we'll get ready to kick this one back off. Again, 1:55 left to go. Again, Cumberland Gap does get the ball first in the second half. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. So you could hope for the Panthers they get something going here, as this kick will be eventually, nope, not picked up. Now it's picked up inside the 5, to the 5, to the 10, and eventually taken down is the Panthers at about the, I call it almost the 11-yard line.
A great job by Meigs County's special teams unit as a whole to force the deep kick, and another mistake for Cumberland Gap to not be able to pick up the football until it's well into Cumberland Gap's own side of the field. So now, again, as the clock will move following this snap, the Panthers, again, with a long way to go before they can try and get on the scoreboard themselves tonight.
It's a K&K Middle first down and 10 for the Panthers, starting at their 11-yard line. Ball's on the near hash mark. Panthers yet to break the huddle. Now they'll do so. They'll send one receiver to the right side, one to the left. Wing to either side. Brunsma in the gun as a back. Man in motion now from the left to the right. And Meigs County will jump off sides. They've been watching the motion man and noticing when he got to a certain spot, they thought the snap was happening. Cumberland Gap read that and held on to the ball at the snap.
Yeah, I don't know what it is tonight with these either these false start or offside penalties to begin drives, as it's been it's been happening very consistently tonight, I should say, as that's been a couple of times tonight that Meigs County's been caught a little off guard by the man in motion for the Panthers.
Ball now at the 16 for a K&K Metal first down and 5. Again, one receiver to either side. Brunsma, man in motion from the left to the right.
Almost did it again.
They almost did do it again. The man in motion goes back to his spot. Brunsma, high snap's got to take off this time, and he's going to get dropped back to the, let's call it 15-yard line. They're going to give him back to the 16, back to where he was on the snap.
Brunsma was able to corral the snap. That was a little bit over his head, but then after he was able to solve that problem, he ran into another one in the form of Meigs County's defensive line, which made another good play right after the play began, seemingly.
No loss on the game, or on the run. And I'll bring up second down and 5. Panthers will break the huddle, and they'll send one receiver to the left side, again one to the right. Brunsma stands with a back behind him as he stands in the gun. Man in motion from the left to the right. And it's going to be a stoppage here. And we're going to wait and see what the stoppage really was here. And we're going to get a stop. And looks like a sideline warning against Meigs County. I'm not sure why that would stop the play, but it did. And we'll reset and go back with second down and 5 once again. So it'll be second down and 5. 104 left to go here on the first half clock. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Again, Brunsma in the gun has a back to his backside. Man in motion from the left to the right. Pitch out to that man in motion. Running with the ball is Dalton Miracle, and Miracle is going to be wrapped up and dropped in the backfield for a loss.
Dalton Miracle, again, trying to make something happen with the pitch to the outside. Again, Cumberland Gap found great success last week against Hancock County with that very same formation, the man in motion and the pitch. Although Meigs County's speed has been too great on the defensive end and resulted in a short gain for the Panthers.
Ball's at the 14-yard line. Third down upcoming there for Cumberland Gap. Panthers are 1 for 5 on third downs here in this first half. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Brunsma, hands off, up the middle, and looks like Cumberland Gap will not get the first down, and Meigs County will not stop the clock, and we'll go to the halftime break. We've played a full half here at Cumberland Gap High School. Our halftime score, it is Meigs County 33. It is Cumberland Gap 0. Folks, stay tuned. Halftime festivities right after this. Now our Old Town Grill Game of the Week here on the LMU Sports Network.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Cumberland Gap has got to get something going here on this offensive possession. You go 3 and out and give Meigs County the ball back around midfield, you got to think they're going to go for probably the home run ball and try to put that nail in the coffin.
Sure, I think that especially when you're trailing to start the second half of play, there's no more important drive than the first one. As we talked about, earlier on a couple hours ago, once we had our opening kickoff, that Cumberland Gap choosing to go on defense, I should say. Opting to start the ball on D was a good call. And now trailing by what was 5 scores. Again, you've got to have some points in some way, shape, or form to start this second half to gain some of your confidence back. They've been close at times, but the biggest thing that has derailed Cumberland Gap's momentum has been the penalties that they have commenced, that they have been accused of, and that they have committed this evening.
So the Panthers will be going from left to right as we start the second half of action. Meigs County going from right to left. We'll get this second half underway as it will be Adcock kicking this one off. And it'll be taken at about the 12-yard line to the 20. Back up the middle of the field, and falling forward will be the Panthers to about the 28, 29-yard line. And now we have a stoppage and a flag on the play at the point of the tackle, which is in the area of a face mask. Looks like they've spotted the ball at the 30. Actually, at the 29-yard line. Get the indication here. Cumberland Gap's backing up.
Seems like whatever the penalty is, it will be against the Panthers here. Very easy to commit some penalties on a kickoff return.
We got a dead ball. Excuse me, that's just a personal foul against Cumberland Gap, not a dead ball foul. So 15 yards against Cumberland Gap right off the bat. It's kind of what we were just talking about. Every time they get something going, they just kick themselves right in the foot. And now the Panthers, instead of setting near the 30, will start with a K&K Metal first down and 10 at their 14-yard line. Brunsma is your quarterback. One receiver to the right side, one to the left. Brunsma hands off up the middle and bringing the ball forward to about the, let's call it 17-yard line. And on the run was Logan Miracle.
And Miracle was met by, I believe that's Trace Korn, the senior linebacker for Meigs County on the first play here of the second half, as he nearly made a huge play late there in the second half. If you recall that deflected pass that nearly turned into an interception.
Second down, let's call it 7 yards to go. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Brunsma again has a wing to either side and a back behind him. Looking at a 5-down lineman, man in motion. Brunsma's going to hand off up the middle, and Meigs County was all over this one, and it'll be a loss of 1. Back to the 16-yard line. As I believe it'll be Miracle once again that had the carry. And I believe he is, I was going to say he was a little shook up, but he just shrugged it off.
Yeah, well, he did take a big hit there towards the line of scrimmage. Again, Cumberland Gap opting to take it slow and steady again with 2 running back dives through the tackles for the first 2 plays of the half. Although, as we sit here with the 3rd and 8, got to believe they'll put the ball back in the air here.
Cumberland Gap 1 for 6 on 3rd downs in the first half. 3rd down here at 8. One receiver to either side. Brunsma's going to drop, looking, feeling pressure, steps up, sacked, fumbled, picked up at the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers on the fumble, the strip and the scoop into the end zone. And I believe that might have been Jackson.
I believe it was
Korn, excuse me, Trace Korn.
Korn was credited with the recovery.
Yes.
Who raced then into the end zone. Again, Brunsma was sacked from behind both times tonight that he was brought down before he could deliver the pass off. It was from behind when he could not see it coming. Again, great pressure from the defensive end spot at Meigs County that forced the fumble. And again, with Cumberland Gap backed as deep as they were, it led to a recovery that ended up in 6 more points.
So now Meigs County with the extra point. The attempt is up, and the attempt is good. Time out of the field. 9:33 left to go, 3rd quarter. Our new score, it is Meigs County 40. It is Cumberland Gap, nothing.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
So call it 2.5 minutes into the second half. Meigs County scores on defense on a scoop and score after Cumberland Gap's quarterback Caden Brunsma was stripped on third down. And now the Tigers will lead this one 40-0. And on this kickoff, we will go into the running clock. As it looks like some of the crowd starting to file out here at Cumberland Gap High School. Number 1 team in the state in Class 2A, that is the Meigs County Tigers. Maybe only the second time Cumberland Gap's ever played the number 1 team. I'm assuming the other one would be Greenville. Maybe Alcoa. They might have played them when they were number 1. Kickoff to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Still on his feet to the 35, and eventually going down by the 36-yard line is the Panthers. And on that return, was that Ethan Ramsey?
I believe it was maybe number 20, Holden
McDaniels.
Holden
Okay.
McDaniels on the kickoff return, who got a nice effort. Again, I said it multiple times last week against Hancock County that Cumberland Gap, it seemed, was just a step or two away from breaking a kickoff return or a punt return huge for a touchdown.
That's what they did against Union County in the start of the second half and
Yeah.
broke that one open. So.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of playmaking potential on special teams.
On a K and came out of first down. 1 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right. Again, Brunsma with a wing to either side and a back behind him. Brunsma's going to drop, roll off to the right side, throwing. It is complete to the 44-yard line. And it was completed into the hands of
McDaniels, I believe, again.
Is that 20 or 28? It is 20. You're right. That's McDaniels.
Loden with the stop for Meigs County, who brought down McDaniels after the nice play. I think that Brunsma is very comfortable with these short pass completions. Again, we saw a couple of curl route completions early in the first half, so that mid-range passing game has worked for Cumberland Gap tonight.
7 yards on the pass, sets up second down and 3. 1 receiver to either side. Brunsma, man in motion now from the right to the left. It's got to be Brunsma on a keeper. He's to the 45 and gets stood up at about the 46-yard line. Give him 2, and it's going to bring up another third down.
Brunsma again with the designed cornerback run, again spinning past a few would-be tacklers before he was brought down by a host of more Tigers. And that'll take the third down and short.
Third down, let's call it 1 yard to go. Ball resting at the Cumberland Gap 46-yard line. 1 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right. Brunsma's going to hand off to the up back, and he'll pick up the first down to about the 48.5-yard line, as on the run was Miracle.
Again, Miracle, we've not been able to say his name very much this evening. He was the star of the show offensively for Cumberland Gap last week in their shutout victory over the Indians, although he is able to give Cumberland Gap a little boost with the first down pickup. And now Cumberland Gap here at midfield. You would like for Coach Klein, if you're the Panthers, to avoid the penalties that have cost Cumberland Gap so much tonight.
On a Kane came out of first down and 10. 1 receiver to either side. Wing to either side. Brunsma has a back behind him. Man in motion now from the left to the right. Misdirection going over to the left side. Looking for a block. Got 1. Did not get 2. As on the run was McDaniels. He'll spin back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And like you said, the speedster McDaniels was able to get 1 block at the line of scrimmage, but the second block failed to come to fruition as McDaniels again tried to spin past the defender, but just barely made it back to the line for a short gain.
Ball still at the Cumberland Gap 48-yard line. It'll be second down and 10 as we approach 6 minutes left to go third quarter. Again, Tigers lead this one 40-0. On second down and 10. 1 receiver, make it 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Brunsma stands in the gun with a back to his left side. Brunsma is going to keep it himself. He's to the 50, to the 45, 40, 35, and eventually goes out of bounds over on the far sideline as he fakes the handoff and then runs down the far sideline. He'll eventually go out of bounds near the 32-yard line and takes a late hit out of bounds once he gave himself up. And I believe Meigs County will give Cumberland Gap an extra 15.
And a great play from Caden Brunsma and Cumberland Gap. Again, we mentioned that he gashed Hancock County last week with his legs. Did so there with a terrific fake towards the far sideline. And as you said, was aided by 15 more yards with the late hit penalty against Meigs County.
He picks up 20 on the run, plus 15, sets the ball at the Meigs County 16-yard line. Best field position Cumberland Gap has had all evening. It's a K, came out on first down and 10. Two receivers left side, one to the right. Man in motion is from the left to the right. Handoff up the middle, trying to find some blocks and not getting there is Cumberland Gap. The ball will be spotted back, actually forward to the 14-yard line. And I believe it was once again Miracle on the run, was it not?
I believe you're right. I know it was. It was Bryson Smith for Meigs County to make first contact with Cumberland Gap. Another senior defensive back. It seems that almost all these Meigs County players that we're calling out are either juniors or seniors.
That's scary.
And it's very scary for the rest of that region particularly.
It's going to be second down. Let's call it 8, close to 9. One receiver to the left side. One to the right now, make it two receiver to the left side. Brunsma in the gun, has a back to his right side. Blitz coming up the middle. Brunsma, option, kicks out to the 15. Sutter stepping inside the 10, still on his feet, and eventually being taken down at about the 9-yard line. On the run this time was McDaniels.
Well, there's been no question that number 20, McDaniels, has been the star of this singular drive for Cumberland Gap, as the blitz for Meigs County came very late and was really creeping up on the line of scrimmage, almost to the point where it was in offsides, but it was a nicely timed pitch from Brunsma to McDaniels for a pretty decent gain.
Ball rests around the 8-yard line. It'll be third down. Let's call it 3 for Cumberland Gap. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Handoff up the middle. First down upcoming, I do believe, here for the Panthers, as the ball will go inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
And it is good for Coach Klein and Cumberland Gap that the Panthers have found some success at the run game here late in the third quarter. They had been really shut down for the majority of the first half, especially on the ground, but they found some success here in the third.
It's a Kane, came out of first down, goal to go, ball resting at the 3-yard line. One receiver to the right, one to the left, handoff up the middle. Meigs County will not allow that one. Actually, they do. The ball goes through, and it's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cumberland Gap. The running back squirts through. And it's Miracle again, just lowering the head and finding a way through. I really didn't think he got in on that one, but they're going to say he did. And I believe Coach Klein walking his way out. I'm not real sure. Nevertheless, it'll be 6 points on the board for Cumberland Gap. They will prevent the shutout here this evening. And I believe they will go for the extra point as that score comes with 2:46 left to go here inside of the third quarter.
Yeah, I think that the second effort from Cumberland Gap was what allowed the TD there for the Panthers, as it looked like he was bottled up initially, but was able to squirt through for the score.
Fuson will have the hold. Drew Ramsey will have the attempt. Snap is down. The kick is up, and the kick is nullified.
I believe it's going to be an offsides against.
The Tigers did jump. So it's going to be half the distance to the goal. And unfortunately for Ramsey, that one was a beautiful kick through the goal post. But they will mark this one off, and it'll be Ramsey to have another attempt. They'll reset the players. Once again, Nathan Fuson, the junior, will have the hold. Drew Ramsey, the junior, will have the attempt. Snap down. The attempt this time is blocked and will be no good. Timeout of the field with 2:46 left to go. Our new score, it is Meigs County 40. It is Cumberland Gap 6.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Cumberland Gap finds their way on the scoreboard with 2:46 left to go. That scoring drive, 9 plays, 63 yards, took 6:44 off the clock. And Cumberland Gap trails now 40-6 to the top-ranked team in Class 2A. Let's see if we get an onside kick here, or if they'll just go ahead and kick deep and play defense. Looks like they're going to line this one up as Drew Ramsey is ready to kick this one deep. Meigs County has some speed sitting back here, ready to receive this one. Beautiful kick, taken eventually at the 10 to the 20. And eventually going down is the Tigers inside the 20 to about the 26, 27 yard line. We got a late hit again, this time against Cumberland Gap. And I believe, I don't want to call anybody out, but I believe it's 27, John Bingham.
I do know that it was Eli Loden who was in the middle of that play again for Meigs County.
We got a personal foul against Cumberland Gap, and he's ejected. The player from Cumberland Gap has been ejected, which gets a large cheer from the far sideline. This is the first time I've actually heard the cowbells this evening from Meigs County. The officials are talking this one over with head coach DeLynn Klein about the penalty. While they're discussing that, we'll keep an eye on that, but also take a look at the scoreboard. Hancock County now leads Unaka in the fourth, 16-6. Is Granger trailing Sullivan South 27-18 in the fourth. Unicoi County defeating North Green 39-0 in the fourth. Greenville 56-0 on Union County. That's a third quarter score. Trying to look over some rest of them here that may be Oneida here in this region leading Wartburg 19-6. That's a third quarter score.
Well, the scoring definitely picked up in that one as it was no score for a while.
And Rockwood leads Tellico Plains in the fourth 14-6. Ball resting at the 41-yard line now. And I believe that is John Bingham, the freshman, being escorted out by the principal. He'll go to the locker room and will be suspended for the next contest. On a K&K Metal first down and 10, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. High snap taken. Handoff up the middle of the 45 and eventually being taken down near the first down marker. Actually, they're going to say, did the ball come out? They're going to say, it looks like it's going to be still stay with the Tigers inside Cumberland Gap territory to the 49-yard line.
Well, it was a nice burst of speed for Meigs County to get into the open field. I believe the ball may have come out, but it may have been after.
I think you're right.
After he hit the turf.
Ball's at the 49-yard line under the K&K Metal first down and 10 for the Tigers. One receiver off to either side. Handoff going up the middle to the 50 and being taken down by the feet on the run. And I'm trying to find out, it's Logan Carroll, number 3. Meigs County bringing some new personnel into this contest.
And Carroll, the freshman, listed as actually a quarterback on the roster, but lining up at running back. he got the carry on the previous play and gets another one.
Second down and 6. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff once again to the 45 and eventually being taken down near the 42-yard line. I believe once again on the run was Carroll.
Nice burst of speed again through the middle for Meigs County. The Tigers, again, with this huge lead here, like nothing more than to keep the ball on the ground and keep running that clock as we're now inside of 1 minute in the third quarter.
It'll be third down upcoming here for the Tigers. Third down, let's call it 3. This will be the first third down they've faced here in the second half. First offensive possession they've had in the second half. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Split backs for the quarterback. Handoff up the middle. First down for Meigs County as the ball will be forward to about the 36-yard line. Again, that is Logan Carroll, the freshman. When I was talking to the visiting radio station, they were telling me this guy is a speedster and could be something to look forward to for the Tigers in the future, and we're seeing a good dose of that right here.
Yeah, sure, no doubt about that.
Meigs County will go to the sideline. There's still 20 seconds in counting left to go here inside of the third quarter. But the Tigers know they don't have to run another play, and they're not going to choose to. The clock will continue to run. We're at 10 and under 10 as we're approaching the end of the third quarter. Our score here from Cumberland Gap High School, it is Meigs County 40. It is Cumberland Gap 6.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Back to Cumberland Gap High School. Both teams eager to get back on the field. It'll be K&K Metal first down in 10 for the Tigers. Ball in Cumberland Gap territory at the 37-yard line. Man in motion out of the backfield to the right side, and now we're going to get a flag on the play. And I believe we're going to get a false start against the Tigers, and we do.
Well, you said they were eager. They may have been just a little bit too eager to get the fourth quarter started.
Well, ball now will be spotted back to the 41-yard line, where it'll be first down and 15. Meigs County leading this one 40-6. 1 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right, and again, back out of the backfield, moves to the right side. Quarterback feeling pressure, steps up, throws across the middle, incomplete. It is incomplete as he tried to get it off into the hands. I believe that's Loden.
Well, it was a good play defensively for Cumberland Gap. It seemed that a Panther came in untouched into the backfield to try and bring down Aaron Swafford, which would be the first sack of the night for Cumberland Gap, although Swafford was able to get the pass completed despite the Panther bursting into the backfield. But nonetheless, it goes down as an incompletion thanks to the nice coverage from the Panthers.
Second down, 15 now for the Tigers. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation and back to either side of Swafford. He's going to hand off going forward past the 35 to about the 31-yard line. And on the run was the freshman, Carroll.
There's a nice fake handoff to one running back and then handing off to the one on the opposite side for Meigs County. Again, it's if anything here in the fourth quarter, it's a nice job to get some newer faces in for Meigs County. They've probably had a few opportunities on this season to do so, as they've really been impressive on both sides of the field, as that we expect them to move to 3-0.
10 yards on the run, sets up third down and 5. Tigers are 5 for 6 on third down this evening. Split backs behind Swafford. Swafford's going to keep himself to the left side. He's past the 35, dives forward close to the first down marker. It's actually Carroll in at quarterback, not Swafford, so it looks like Swafford will have the night off for the rest of the evening.
It was a great job by the freshman to recognize where the first down marker was and knowing that he needed to dive in an effort to try and get there, although I believe he falls just short.
He's short. It's going to be 4th down and 2. One receiver to the left side, 2 to the right, and again, they're going to go for this. They are 1 for 1 on 4th downs. Split backs.
And that was a touchdown.
It was. And taking the ball forward, but not getting the first down. I do not believe the Tigers are successful here. And I believe Carroll's going to be short, and the Panthers will turn them over on downs. And it will be turnover on downs.
So a great stand for Cumberland Gap here after we see Meigs County score on the fumble recovery just a few plays into the second half to force the mercy roll. Cumberland Gap offense negates that with their first score of the day and then picks up a nice defensive stop. They bent a little bit, but they didn't completely break, and now they get the ball back on offense here with another chance to make some late game noise here in the fourth.
10:22 left to go here inside of this fourth quarter. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line for a K&K Metal first down and 10 for the Panthers. Looks like we will keep Caden Brunsma in at quarterback. Again, our score is 40-6 in favor of the top-ranked Tigers. Here's first down. We'll have one receiver to the left side, one to the right. And a running back run on late for Brunsma. Brunsma going to hand off up the middle. And the Tigers will stop this one for a gain of maybe 1 yard.
And pretty much exactly how Cumberland Gap's last drive started out with a few runs up the middle, but as the drive kept going forward and as Cumberland Gap started to pick up some momentum, the playbook opened a little bit for Coach Klein, and they were able to have some more success and eventually bring it all the way to the end zone for 6.
That'll be second down. Let's call it a long 9 yards to go. One receiver to the left, one to the right. I formation. Excuse me, that's shotgun with a wing to the wrong side. Man in motion from the right to the left. It's going to be a keeper, and the quarterback's going to go forward to close to the 29-yard line. So a gain of 1 by the quarterback, Brunsma. Sets up another third down.
Yeah, Brunsma with another quarterback keeper. There's been a lot of those primarily here in the second half.
This will be the 10th third down Cumberland Gap will see this evening. This one's third down and 8. One receiver to the left side. 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Brunsma. Man in motion from the right to the left. Brunsma hands off fullback and bringing the ball forward to about the 30-yard line is the Panthers, and it'll be 4th down.
And so 3 pretty conservative plays for Cumberland Gap here on this drive in the fourth quarter. Again, not wanting to go for any home run type plays, not looking to really open up the playbook any further here as we're in the final few minutes of the fourth quarter. So it looks like they'll punt the ball back to Meigs County after 3 straight runs.
Cumberland got forced to punt once more. Meigs County has 2 receivers back deep, one of them being Logan Carroll. The other one looks to be Eli Loden. Panthers really feeling no pressure. Short, but end-over-end kick that will take a Cumberland Gap bounce and will eventually roll dead at the Meigs County 44-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will start with a K&K Metal first down and 10, this time with 8:04 left to go here inside of the fourth quarter. Again, Tigers leading this one by the score of 40-6. Looking to go to 3-0 on the season, 1-0 inside regional play. Looks like they may join Oneida, as again that score saw Oneida up by 13, 19-6. That was a third quarter score. See if they put Carroll back in as the signal caller. Got Tigers running on late. They may get an illegal substitution here. They're going to get a delay games, what you're going to get. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. And there's the flag for delay game against the Tigers. Took way too long setting up the play. And it's going to be 5 yards back against the Tigers.
Yeah, and you may see that from time to time, again, with some new faces showing up for Meigs County here in the fourth quarter. Again, just getting used to those formations a little bit.
One receiver to the left side, two to the right. Split backs behind the quarterback on a K&K Metal first down. Handoff up the middle to the 40, to about the 42-yard line go the Tigers. We'll wait for them to umpile to see who the new runner is going to be, and that will be number 42, Jeff Mason.
Guess what? Another junior ball carrier for Meigs County. Mason, who's listed at wide receiver. I was actually doing a little counting before our matchup began, and Meigs County is listed with 37 players, either a junior or a senior, which is unbelievable for the Tigers.
Second down and 12. Again, two wide to the right, one to the left. I formation. This is going to be a handoff, and Cumberland Gap is all over this one as the running back. And we got a late flag back here in the secondary. The running back was dropped for about a loss of 3. But we're going to see here what comes out of the penalty, as it was actually number 50, Austin Lamb from Meigs County, who had his helmet ripped off. And I believe it's going to be another 15 against Cumberland Gap. And if it is, it's going to be something they're going to have to clean up during the off week. And we get a personal foul against the Panthers.
Yeah, again, another mistake there that undid what was a very nice defensive stop. Again, stopping the run before it really even got started, although with the extracurriculars once the play was over, again, as we see, thought that it was another flag that was thrown, just dropped by the official this time around. My apologies.
It's a K&K Metal first down and 10 for the Tigers in Cumberland Gap territory at the 46. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. I formation. Handoff. Up the middle to the 45, kicking out to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, and eventually being stripped and taken down inside the 20. I believe that was Mason again, as he'll bring the ball forward to the, I believe, the 18-yard line.
Well, Mason, it looked like, covered about 10 yards in about half of a second. He bursted through so quickly there, although it was Miles Cole, I believe, 18 for Cumberland Gap, that would have stopped the touchdown, caught up to him just as quick as he burst through the secondary to stop the play. So although you give up the big run, it was an encouraging defensive play from Cole.
28 yards on the run, sets up another K&K Metal first down. One receiver left side, two to the right, split backs this time behind the quarterback. Handoff going over to the left side, and getting popped and dropped is Meigs County, as that was Jason Vincent on the run.
A senior for Meigs County. Another running back upperclassman for the Tigers.
Looks like they'll give him one on the run. And that'll be second down now. Second down and 9, as we are now at 6 minutes, almost near 6 minutes left to go here inside of this contest. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. I formation for Carroll, who's your quarterback. Carroll's going to hand off. And again, this is Meigs County just running the ball, trying to control the clock. And I believe this will be Mason again on the run to the 15 for a gain of another 2.
And so we saw Mason break through just a couple of plays ago. Wasn't able to find the space that he needed there. But again, each of these run plays just chews off a little bit more clock for Meigs County, who we assume will escape here with a victory.
Third down upcoming here for the Tigers. Third down, let's call it 7. They are 5 for 7 on third downs here this evening. One receiver to the left side, two to the right. Split backs behind the quarterback. He's actually in the gun. Bobbled snap, picked up, and fallen. It's going to be the first sack for Cumberland Gap this evening, as Carroll eventually is taken down. See where they'll mark that one as, if you get any forward progress or not. They will mark it to 26-yard line for a loss of 11.
Yeah, another mistake there with the snap. And Carroll, again, a little bit of a freshman mishap. You got to probably fall on top of that football instead of trying to pick it up and make something happen there when there's not much to work with, but nonetheless.
And the Tigers will attempt a field goal. but not before they take a timeout. We'll take them with them as well. 4:35 left to go, fourth quarter. Meigs County leads Cumberland Gap 40-6.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Back out to Cumberland Gap High School. It's fourth down and long, and it'll be Meigs County to attempt a field goal. Again, Bryson Smith will have the hold. It will be Nick Adcock to have the attempt. This one from around 43 yards out. Snap down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good and returnable. This one is returnable from the 10 to the 15. And eventually being taken down on the near sideline is Cumberland Gap. We have one official pointing back toward the end zone. And it's actually going to be a touchback because it was caught in the end zone. By high school rules, it'll have to be taken at the 20. So an unfortunate break there. Very quickly, Oneida still leads Wartburg 19-6 in the third. Rockwood leads Tellico Plains 14-6 in the fourth. And just down the road here from us, it is Oak Ridge leading Campbell County 37-14. That's a third quarter score. So Cumberland Gap will start from their own 20-yard line with 4:22 left to go here in this contest. It'll be a handoff, and going nowhere is Cumberland Gap.
Jacob Beatty, a junior running back for the Panthers, was the ball carrier there. Another run through the tackles. That, I mean, I'll tell you, the line of scrimmage has seen a lot of work done tonight. The offensive line and defensive line for both squads has been very active tonight.
No gain on the run, brings up second down and 10. Anderson County a winner over Hickson 48-21. Greenville has defeated Union County tonight 69-0. Here it's second down and 10. Two receivers left side, one to the right. Shotgun formation, one back to either side. Brunsma hands off, and again the running back gets swept up from behind and taken down for a loss of 2.
Adrian Childry, a freshman wide receiver / defensive back from Meigs County, one of the two Tigers there that was on the stop defensively.
And to bring up another third down for Cumberland Gap, ball back at the 18-yard line. Cumberland Gap 3 of 10 on third downs here this evening. Third down and 12. Two receivers left side, one to the right. Brunsma still in at quarterback. Man in motion now left to the right. Brunsma runs the option, pitches it out. This is to the 20. And eventually being strung down about the 23-yard line. I believe that was McDaniels that was in motion that took the pitch.
And if you recall, a couple of drives ago, that same exact play led to Cumberland Gap's lone score of the evening, as that pushed the Panthers into Meigs County's red zone. Although this time it will force a fourth down.
It will be fourth down and 6 upcoming now for Cumberland Gap. Meigs County has two receivers deep at their 50-yard line as we approach 2 minutes left to go here inside of this contest. Again, the Tigers lead this one 40-6. Good snap, good punt, end over end. And the Tigers are going to let this one just roll as it rolls past the 40 and will eventually be down at the Meigs County 38-yard line. And now you got to believe that with 1:50 left to go, the Tigers will just run the ball and run this clock and head home with the victory, and we'll move to 3-0 overall, 1-0 inside of the region. Their 20th consecutive regular season victory for Meigs County.
I'd say that's pretty impressive, wouldn't you, for head coach Jason Fitzgerald? Again, I think for the Meigs County fan base who's shown up in droves tonight here at Cumberland Gap, anything less than a Class 2A, at least a title game appearance, would almost be considered a disappointment the way this season has started for the visitors.
You got to remember, this is a team last year that went undefeated throughout. And now we got a penalty, it looks like. Personal foul against Cumberland Gap. I'm not real sure where the flag came down at or where the penalty was, but now the Tigers will start in Panther territory at the 46-yard line. Going back to the statement, this is a team last year in Meigs County that went undefeated through the regular season, ends up getting upset by Rockwood in the third round of the playoffs. They're looking to get back to where they were, and as we said in the open, they want to get back to potentially getting to the title game. Fumble, and the quarterback will jump on this one near midfield. Again, Meigs County just looking to run this clock out, as that will bring up second down as we approach 90 seconds left to go here in this contest. For Cumberland Gap, they'll fall to 2-1 on the season, 0-1 inside of the region. They will have the off week before they travel to Oneida, who is the number 10 team in the state. Brutal schedule, really. In a period of 3 weeks, you see 2 top 10 teams, both of them in your region. One of them on the road. You had number 1 here at home. Second down and long. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, back to midfield for a gain of 1, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, as we see Jeff Mason get another carry up the middle. As you said, Adam, this early portion of the schedule is not too kind to Cumberland Gap. Again, it's a bye week, but there's no time to rest. If you're the Panthers, you've got to prepare for Oneida, another squad that as of right now is undefeated, and we think could possibly move on to 3-0 if they hold on against Wartburg this evening. So, again, doesn't let up for a while for CG.
Third down and 14 upcoming here for the Tigers. As we approach 30 seconds and counting, this should be the final play of the contest. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. It's going to be a handoff to the left side. To the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and eventually being pushed out of bounds over on the far sideline is the Tigers. He will pick up the first down, as I believe that was Mason again. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line. So it looks like Meigs County will finish 6 of 9 on third downs. I know that'll be something of pride for them when they look at the statistics on this one. As Meigs County looks like they'll go into the victory formation with 18 seconds to go. They'll take a knee, and this will do it. The number 1 team in Class 2A inside of the state of Tennessee, the Meigs County Tigers, have made the long trip to Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, and they'll walk out the victory and stay undefeated as tonight they defeat Cumberland Gap by the final score of 40-6. Folks, stay tuned. Post-game wrap-up when we return with our Old Town Grill Game of the Week. Again, Meigs County 3-0. A winner over Cumberland Gap 40-6. Back after this.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
It's a final here from Cumberland Gap High School tonight. The Cumberland Gap Panthers fall to the top-ranked team in Class 2A in the state of Tennessee, and the Meigs County Tigers by the final score of 40-6.
6. We're taking next week off for the Old Town Grill game of the week as Cumberland Gap passes the bye and Claiborne is on the road. However, we'll be back in 2 weeks, back over in New Tazewell as the Claiborne Bulldogs will be playing host to the Unicoi County Blue Devils and regional action. For everyone behind the scenes of the Old Town Grill game of the week,